There are many things in life that are pretty cool. Good friends, hang out with the guys, and jokes that land.
Hey,
Can my dick fit in your mouth, bitch?
But then you have stories that I just absolutely hate. And these are the ones that have terrible endings or don't get a season 2 or just a main character that's a piece of shit. Overall, I gotta say, I hate stories that are just bad, that are dog poo-poo, doo-doo fart groats, and when I finish them, I feel bad. For one, because I wasted my time, and two, now I gotta find another show to talk about for the channel. You see, what Little Old Base Buffet loves about the anime genre is how the artist or director can perceive the world around them. They can draw these wacky character designs that exaggerate everything, or they can draw these cyberpunk cities, and I'm all for that. Ghost in the Shell, Akira, A Silent Voice, and so many others convey that anime as a medium itself isn't just isekais and big boobs. Now the genre has been saturated with some pretty cool shows. Attack on Titan, Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Vinland Saga, the list goes on and on. So since I've been binging a lot of new anime this summer and trying to keep up with my reading list, I said fuck it. Let's do something else. And so, finally reaching through all the dust and decrepit stuff I keep in my room, I finally started to watch the movie that's been on my shelf for years, and that is Patema Inverted. Plot time: the story follows a girl named Patema who lives in an underground cyberpunk city. Later, she finds out that the world under her is filled with people with an inverted gravitational pull, so their down is her up, and so on. Yeah, not confusing at all. Look, watch the movie and you'll get it. Now that you have the gist of it, let's take it from the top. The year is 2067. Scientists attempt to harness the energy from Earth's gravity, but it ends terribly, causing everyone to fly away. Patema lives in an underground city that can never go to the surface. However, her friend Lagos tells her about the outside and gives her the courage to venture out. As Patema reaches the surface, she meets Eiji lying against a fence staring into the night sky. Now that we have the setup, let's talk about the world. World building is what I take to heart. It's pretty much the shell of your story, encompassing all of your characters and the narratives inside this setting. For example, Made in Abyss gave a great introduction to its world. It showed us different whistle levels, complex monsters, and the star of the show, the Abyss itself, that carries a weight each time you descend a layer. Another show could be AOT, which uses foreshadowing to allude that there's people outside the walls, and Titans themselves have a much deeper meaning than we think. But Patema has a 90-minute runtime, so how it goes about its own world is very limited. But hey, it's not bad. You do get a brief setup of what's happening in the society within it, but what it doesn't tell you, it shows, and goddamn, it does it beautifully. Patema Inverted might have a short runtime, but that doesn't stop it. Even though I wish it was longer, it's short and sweet. We got our characters, we had a goal, a problem, conflict, and the final solution, and a pretty nice ending. The only thing I could complain about this movie was the start. Patema to me in the beginning was a pretty annoying Baba Booey, and the villain was pretty bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was like bottom of the barrel fish doo-doo level 5 antagonist. But thank God the movie picked up later on. Now for what I love about this. The love story between Patema and Eiji fits really well. These two characters have to cling on to each other or else one of them would die. It's a concept I think pushes the idea of closeness and offers a nice segue into a romantic development. The whole suppressing science and creativity thing is pretty unoriginal, but I mean, I wasn't looking for a Great Gatsby kind of movie. If you're like me sometimes and you want that monkey brain neuron activation, then sometimes this movie's not gonna have it. While this movie is short, it's able to immerse you into the world it's trying to show. The animation is both very wavy and calm with bright colors while also being very gray and exact. But what ultimately surprised me was the perspective. Since our main characters view their world differently, the camera angles show how each character feels in certain situations. For example, when Patema is inside the old shed, we get to see her view on the upside down world. When she looks over the edge, we see a vast abyss looking down into the great unknown, while we switch to Eiji and he just sees the sky. What I think adds to any show or movie is the soundtrack, and Patema Inverted presents one of the most amazing soundtracks I've ever heard. Listening to these trumpets blaring and the orchestra going off makes me feel like I'm with my boy Mozart. Sup quib? But some of the more somber tracks make me feel nostalgic, like listening to the opening screen to Halo 3. Even though the soundtrack is hard to find on most platforms, the composer Oshima does a great job conveying the massiveness of the world, while also making it feel relaxing. There's been many movies I've seen, but none with this sort of concept, other than that live action, but We're talking about anime, shut up. Honestly, I really wish this movie could have been longer. I wish we could have learned about Eji's family. I wish we could have explored more of the Forgotten World, but we can't. And I want to say that's not entirely bad. As someone who's read miniseries well beyond 200 chapters or 100 episodes, I can say that you don't have to have that many good episodes to have a good story. Hell, you don't even need 12. For me, if you can't get your theme across to your audience, you're overstaying your welcome. Present everything extremely efficiently, and I'm cool with that. Patema Inverted is one of those hidden gems that I feel like many people haven't seen. There's something beautiful in finding these hidden treasures besides telling my friends I can put my leg behind my head. Like I said, the story is short and sweet with a very cool plot twist towards the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, Patema Inverted may not be the perfect story you've been looking for, but damn is it a masterpiece you missed, and it's something you must watch. Anyways, I'm Base Buffet, and I'll catch you next time.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time, or any length of time you wanted to have. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could